Okay, welcome back, comrades. Let's see, there's a couple of things I gotta take care of here. One of them is turning on the lights. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of initial setup here for reasons that I will explain in a few minutes. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Hang on. So don't touch that. Don't touch that. Okay. This, this, this. What's that? Okay. And this, and there, and keep that on. Okay. There. Okay. Close that, close this. All right. Yes. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. All right. I just need to get the links out. But while I am doing that, okay, nobody's there just yet, so I'll hang on for the time being. Let's see. Okay. And then, okay, here. Just getting the word out about the stream now. Okay. And here. At least I think that was the right place. Yes, it was. Uh, where is... I see. So then, here. Here. Okay. There. All right. The word is out. So now, comrades, I'm going to try to get this thing working. There. Okay. Then if we do this... Really, Ruby? There, okay. Okay. I think that's as good as we're gonna get it, comrades. There. Alright. There's 6 turn volume down on my end. Okay. So. Alright. So to explain, I am dog sitting for this weekend. As you can tell, I am in a completely different location. Here, I do not have my controller, I do not have my desktop. So, although the winner of the vote for this time slot was Pikmin 3, starting that is going to have to wait until next week because I don't have my capture card here either. So, the only thing that I really can do right now, the only option out of those 4 that is possible, is this, the Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice DLC case, assuming I can find it, or rather, no, what am I saying? I have it set up. I just need to be able to access it.
On the western edge of the Far East, lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery, the kingdom of Kurain. But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole. But things like revolt and revolution were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
Yep. Oh, hello, Ruby. So I'm wondering here at what point, here in Kurain, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm, and priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death, in the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul. I have have some fun side content coming up with involving this guy here, if you know who this is. If you don't, play the game and find out. Light on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. Okay, so I should just be able to save here. Hopefully I can return to title now. Okay. Extras and DLC. Is it working? Let's find out. Costumes. What the? Hang on, something's wrong here. Okay, here we go. Asinine attorney, tired about time traveler. Yes. Oh, I have to finish the first case to do that? Okay. Alright, I guess I gotta do the first case. I've already done this one. But let's just crash through it. April 23rd, 4:26 p.m., Kingdom of Kurain. Oh yeah, lurkers, don't be shy. Make yourselves known so I can, get some idea of who's here. Whew, I'm finally here. So this is the Kingdom of Kurain, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Taking all the pictures. Get a load of this street. Really feels like I'm in another world here. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir! What? Oh, yes. Yes? Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops, hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you? That's right, I'll be your guide, at your service. I'm a monk in training at Temple, and I'll be your guide around town. It's very nice to meet you. Happy Rocky! Happy what now? Happy Rocky! That's how we greet people here in Kurain. It's like, hello, or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Rocky. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home, anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Kurain, land of spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you, to celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Kuraini sweet bun. It's called a magataman, or soul bun. It's shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. That'll be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. Oh! No wonder his bag looks so heavy. It's stuffed with all the tools of his trade. Oops.
I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet.
Yeah. When I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. One moment, there's something I gotta put out there. Okay. I also only have one monitor to work with here, so forgive a bit of sloppiness tonight. Sorry. Yep, there's Maya Fey. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. Celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. This is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay?
You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all.
Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands.
Aw, shucks, she said that? That sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too.
There's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much.
But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks.
Ugh, I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her too. Oh, well, you know. I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first.
Ooh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights this country has to offer.
Thanks, that'd be great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously.
Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves.
Yikes, you don't have to shove.
First up, Temple, right there in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you.
April 23rd, 4:45 p.m. Temple Plaza. Yeah, this game does have a lot of fun um with like foreign sounding names having silly puns in them, like Temple. But but like in this game, I don't know how many of you will notice this, but there are just as many Sanskrit references as there are silly English ones. So they kind of mixed it up between like serious things and silly things, you know. Wow, it's even more impressive up close.
Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Koreanism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday.
I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Koreanism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated.
The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. And spirit mediums become, to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother.
A spirit medium rules the entire country. Talk about power and influence.
The main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls from the twilight realm. In Koreanism, we believe the souls carried by a sacred Korean butterfly. Its wings spread its wings with its wings form a loop that wraps around the soul to transport it and hold it. Slow down. I can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited.
Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country.
Well, that's sure true.
I like this kid. He works as hard as everything he does.
Let's see. I guess I just explained explained about half of what I usually explain, so I'll give you a special discount and only charge you $10 for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage.
Yes, of course, it's hard to aggressive salesmanship, too.
Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country. She could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother.
Really? An hour? Patience training.
And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. Oh, this is so Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me.
This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her.
Oh no!
What's the matter?
Isn't that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away! But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the song of ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go!
But why the big rush?
If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of her benevolence's dance of devotion!
Benevolence? Pay attention to this. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is in a real language. Which, if so.
I'll be your guy. You're under arrest for treason.
Uh-oh. Yep, they're gonna arrest a 9-year-old kid for treason. Yeah, starting out pretty high stakes here. April 24th, 10:10 a.m. High Court of Kurine. Accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? What business could you have with this court? I told you, my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see his trial. The trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off! You want a picture for your scrapbook? Take one of me and get out of here! Look, you've got it all wrong. I guess there's only one thing to do. Tell him I'm a lawyer or tell him I'm Chinese. Well, I mean, the answer here is obvious. So I'm gonna tell him I'm Chinese. Actually, I used to be Chinese. What? I lived here when I was little. Oh, really? What town are you from? Oh, well, it's a tiny village called Phoenixia. There's no such place! Did you really expect to get away with a barefaced lie like that? Busted. Well, I guess that means there's only one thing left to say. Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. What? Lawyer? I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait! Get back here, you! This is a crime in this courtroom. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court?
Divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Guilty.
Oh, we're too late. What? A verdict already? The trial only just started.
Guilty? There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look.
Seances performed by Princess Wafa are infallible. They show only the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities?
But I didn't. Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Qur'anism, would dare doubt her insight? Unbelievers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know. But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But
What in the world is going on here? The judgment is ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Elby's attorney doing? Wait a minute. Where is Alby's attorney?
why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul.
As you command, so shall it be done, Your Eminence. May her holiness grant us her divine favor. Urdi Hara Kurain!
Objection!
What?
That noise was entirely intentional, by the way. Wait just one moment. Those of you who are remotely familiar with this series will probably have some idea of my opinion of the guy in the gold and the crown. Wait just one moment.
Yar!
Ugh, me and my big mouth. Now what?
Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir?
Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes.
Excuse me? Who on earth are you?
I'm, well, an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through.
Tourist, are you? Happy Rocky.
But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney?
Defense attorney? Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney.
Wait, what?
Of course you wouldn't be aware. Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all, but we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Kurai. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all.
What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? It's not, Matt. Also, hello and welcome.
You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon?
I wanted to play the DLC, but it turns out I need to finish the first case, and I only did that on my actual 3DS, so I'm gonna need to do it here again.
Value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff?
The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he?
I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels.
The cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt.
No, hold on! Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this!
Hobby!
I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead. Go see Miss Maya.
But...
Forget about me! You have to go now! I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you. But it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry.
Poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? Go find Maya. The whole reason I came to this country was to see Maya. I'm just an outsider here with no knowledge of the way they do things. But I'm still a defense attorney, first and foremost. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him.
Defend him? You can't be serious!
Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heaven forbid! Defend me! Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that!
I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you?
Mr. Wright.
You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further.
Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country.
Bailiff, throw this man out!
Hold it! Your Majesty, if you please.
You have something to say, Mr. Payne?
Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Right, Mr. Whoever you are.
Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler?
That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted with him. He's the defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy! What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney?
A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock.
You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here.
Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country?
But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case.
Call it nostalgia, if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try.
But I have a previous engagement, you see. A class together with the missus.
Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom.
A score as in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? How you doing, man?
Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself.
Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality.
Every eventuality? What is he talking about?
There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Payne. Sorry for not remembering you earlier.
That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I am also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is, when you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law.
Why is he so strangely complicated? Not only that, but what's with the gallery?
you watch. The defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it.
Get him, Chief Prosecutor! Crush that defense devil!
This is way more lawyer hate than even back home. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne.
Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Pot Roll, Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure.
Kill a guard armed with a gun. Terrifyingly bold act.
I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo.
Roll's autopsy report added to the court record. Crime photo added to the court record. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable.
Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. Check the evidence out myself by looking at the court record. Yeah, we know about that. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne.
Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of the holy family. It's a crime that strikes the very heart of our nation.
Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown.
Is this treasure really such a valuable object?
How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitama of the Holy Mother.
The soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt.
Ugh, you don't believe it, do you?
No comment. Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along.
This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much.
Well, it is true, in a manner of speaking. How is it true? Play the game and find out. Your Honor, your Majesty.
What is it now?
This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Can I see a photo of it or something?
Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale.
I'm getting awfully angry. Are those veins popping out of his forehead?
It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Ryan.
I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too.
For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people.
Treasure box added to the court record. Forced open and stopped and stolen. The average person can listen to this newspaper article. I'm sure there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple.
Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused.
So, he used his position as a monk in training to get his hands on the treasure, is that it?
The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his secondary.
Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume.
What? No, I do have questions!
Even more, but you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes.
What? He's still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? Let's just pick one at random. The weapon. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon?
The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it.
So they reprehensible, using the sacred treasure box for murder.
The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with the treasure. But he was discovered by Mr. Rowe, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Rowe on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloody housing open and made off with the treasure inside.
Treasure box updated in the court record. But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head.
Ah, very good point, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict. Very well. In that case, I find the accused...
Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit?
I told you. I have plans to attend to, and... Ah! I'm late! It's already started! How did the time fly by so fast?
He's still stuck on that? We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny?
Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that?
What? What do you mean, what do I mean?
I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall.
And little wonder, a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years.
Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story.
Is that really necessary?
Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty.
What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty, though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say.
Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Paynness.
Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway.
In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand.
Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections?
Go for it, Your Majesty. There's Albie.
Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. Call me your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too.
Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty.
Right. Let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add.
He sounds a little dispirited when he's not used to the company's mind.
Well, the defense had better get to it. Make it quick, if you please.
Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer.
Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth. You'll be all right.
You tricked me!
What?
If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magatama I gave you yesterday.
Now, Albie, what's gotten into you?
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
Now even Albie's against me? But why?
This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. Right?
The accused's account.
I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Were you well acquainted with the victim?
Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know.
I bet Albie looked up to him.
But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him.
It sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar.
Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You express yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion.
But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet!
That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about.
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this?
I really do wish I could remember how it works.
Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? Not necessary. I'd better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. We'll just have to watch and see how it's done. The accused's account.
I didn't kill Mr. Roll and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it.
I'm gonna test something. Hold it!
Hold it!
Oh, it is picking up my voice. Perfect. Watching the butterfly on it?
Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look! See? There's a relief of the Chinese butterfly on the treasure box.
Oh, this design here carved on the back of the box. I see
It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul or mitama of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the twilight realm.
now. Yes, that's what I'll be told.
As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the village branch.
What do you know? So it kinda looks like he's about to be carried off to the twilight realm himself.
Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box. Besides, when the incident happened, I was in the hallway cleaning out my tool.
How does he know it's green? Objection!
Objection!
Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right?
That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that.
In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it?
Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article.
Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Did it just move?
Polkunka!
I beg your pardon?
Polkunka is a word in Kuranese that people use when they're surprised.
Just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But first of all, if the accused was lying, that just makes him more suspicious than ever. And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room.
You weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right?
Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof.
He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
And what exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll.
What?
Oh no! Where is it? It's not here! I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
No. That means... Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all hallway shutters will remain shut while those dances devotion. Albie was there on the day of the incident.
So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself.
Yes, it would seem so, your majesty.
Predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was that supposed to help the accused?
See, I told you can't trust lawyers and their eyes.
The benevolence already said the kid's guilty.
Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do?
I suspected this cross-examination session to serve no purpose whatsoever.
No, you're wrong.
But honest we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt.
Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this inside of hers.
By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. May. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it.
Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife.
I guess she really did give him the business.
Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance.
You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance, and then watch him tearfully beg for mercy?
Well, now.
I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the mistress.
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit.
Well, foreign interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going.
The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold, blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him.
There she is. Her benevolence.
Your benevolence, Refa Padma Kurain. Thank you for coming all this way once again.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney.
Yes?
I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you.
I'm just a foreigner, ignorant of the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do you. All I want is a fair trial for all people.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider, how verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story?
How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner?
Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence?
What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider.
We don't stand for it. He must be punished.
It seems like I really stuck my foot in it this time.
Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Silence, one and all!
Standing up for me?
Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion.
Well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought.
Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over.
Oh, right, I take that back.
None of this prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways.
Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would.
Certainly. Nina, my robe.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Here we go. Look at your toes. Incense. Song of Ceremony. Boy's voice. Boy's voice. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool.
A final message from the victim's soul. The last communication of Ismitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us.
Her benevolence can use her power of spirit commune to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise.
So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced?
In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it.
This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad.
Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain?
More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them?
There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty?
Oh, yes, very satisfying indeed. How are you finally convinced, Traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty.
Am I really the only unbiased one here?
Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'll be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs.
The Defense Culpability Act? What's that?
What? You mean you honestly don't know?
No? What's with all the hubbub?
Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him.
Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him, and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he.
What? What kind of insane law is that?
Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our day.
That's as it should be. The history of our court proves that. Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated!
Never felt so much hostility from these sides. Because we make everyone feel this
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright! Your win streak against me and my brother ends today! With the Seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get
Wait. Okay. Finally? Yeah. Both. So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie.
Chased out and humiliated back home, chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Kurai. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now.
Defense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too.
Explains Albie's reaction earlier.
Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that. Your Majesty, isn't the prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
The death penalty?
No way! You're kidding, right, Your Majesty?
Ha 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 ha! Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here.
Death? This can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more, are you sure you still want to defend the accused?
It's Maya to think of in all of this, too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do?
Abandon the defense. Let the 9-year-old die.
A trial I just happened to walk into in a country I just happened to visit. How can I put my life on the line for something like this? I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But what about Albie? She's kind of like a big sister to me. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? Well, to help those with no one on their side. It's Larry Butts! I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor for your life. Nope. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright. Ow. The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Hard-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence, believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney! You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm.
Not a wise move, Traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. With this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads.
The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it.
This is this game's unique mechanic. Insight and seance.
Rafa's insight. The accused threw whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death.
As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down?
Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision?
Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense.
The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls.
So what Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appears in the vision as words, right?
Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity.
Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your Benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again.
Very well.
So we see incense. Or rather, we smell incense. We hear the Song of Ceremony. We also hear a boy's voice. We now hear a boy's voice that's even louder. The lights go out. And then there's pain. He heard the Song of Ceremony throughout that whole thing. Wait a minute. Her Benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? I'll use these arrows to select the insight I think is off. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll tap select. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. Yes? What is it, Barbed Head?
You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right?
That's right. What of it?
Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Is that all that troubles you?
Huh?
What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony.
Practice run? What are you talking about?
Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement.
I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there goes my contradiction.
Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing.
However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, your majesty.
It's a big temple. Performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room?
He's right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne?
Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right. Speakers, for what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me.
Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us?
Very well.
The song of ceremony the victim heard was of a practice run through the temple's speakers. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause button to temporarily stop the vision. There! I paused the vision. I think I can touch the flashing panels to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance vision, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision.
Objection!
Dang it. There's an inconsistency between this insight and the victim's memories. An inconsistency, you say? And where exactly do you see this supposed inconsistency?
Yes, Defense, please be specific.
Well, I don't know how specific I can be exactly, but I just get the vague feeling that something doesn't quite add up, you know?
No, I don't know, but I do know you're skating on thin ice, Defense. By your leave, Your Benevolence.
Do it.
Penalty!
Ugh. Here I thought I was skating so gracefully on that ice, too. I get the feeling I was way off the mark with that one. I better take another good look at the insights and the sensations. I doubt there are any mistakes in the victim's last memories, so that must mean one of her benevolence's insights is off. I'll use these buttons to cycle through the insights and check each one carefully. And then I'll compare the insights with the sensations and look for an inconsistency.
Objection!
The power went out. I'm feeling pretty confident I got the right sensation. Guess I better take another look at which insight to present. Use those to cycle through the insights and try to find the insight that's inconsistent with this sensation. Oh.
Objection!
There we go. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your Benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Hmm? Oh! Everything goes black, and then, only after that, the victim feels pain. Inconceivable! This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word!
Oh, Gurga! Your Benevolence! What is the meaning of this?
I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy.
What the defense says is true. This is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, Your Benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore.
Objection!
Now, let's not be too hasty, Your Majesty. I think I can clear this up.
You have something to add, Mr. Payne?
1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear.
And that would be?
On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind.
Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne.
The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh! There was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not?
What do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head.
I see. That makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone.
Well done! Long may you live and prosper!
Hey, I want to live long and prosper too.
Enough applause. You flatter me.
Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information.
Yes, of course. I will alter my insight. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began.
Let's see. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. Okay. Song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. There. They said there was a blackout. He wouldn't be able to hear anything through the speakers if there was a blackout, right?
Objection!
Yes! I finally found it! This is the gaping hole I've been looking for! Your Benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible.
You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Kurainism.
Defense, watch what you say! You don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind!
It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking.
What malarkey!
I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? Oh! This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers.
What? Impossible!
What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation.
It seems the crime was nowhere near the performance hall.
Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless...
You mean to say...
Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall.
What?
You can't be serious!
There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined.
What? No!
This is completely unprecedented. The inconsistency in her benevolence's insights? Unbelievable!
Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse for a feeble mind.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
But the defense's assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand.
Between the difference is right. Seance vision still makes the situation really grim for all.
I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why the accused had his hands up over his head.
Well, this defense dares to dream, making it out of the spectrum alive.
What? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it.
Of course I can back up my claim.
You appear to be fully prepared for that. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim, as long as you're willing to stake your life on it.
I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop, chop.
Chop, chop?
Yes, let's have the bailiff next. I think I saw something prepare the face. Chop,
Stop, stop. I hear the lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think.
Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? I wonder. Aha! So that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head?
God!
As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday.
Did you see something? Where did you see something? Where did you see something?
When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest.
Oh, are you saying?
The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. That's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air.
What if not the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be.
Not bad for a total knockout.
Dare that lawyer devil go against your benevolence?
He's no better than that traitorous snake Dirk.
Traitorous snake? Dirk? Who's that?
No, can't believe it. my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, Your Benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for lèse majesty. What?
Yeah, you said it, throw him in jail.
Yes, make him pay for the way he disrespected Her Benevolence.
Ah, that's right, exterminate him. Peace, Nifty, peace! I said peace! Now everyone, please calm down.
Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment.
No, I can't charge him with lèse majesty.
What? What? But why not, Your Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that.
But, Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife.
We can't have the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case.
What? Your Majesty, you too? You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction?
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it either. With his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. It is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer!
No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this court, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know...
Your Benevolence! Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence. If looks could kill.
I won't forget this offense, barbed head! I do not admit defeat! I won't!
Bailiff, please see Her Benevolence out.
Your Mikama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm! The demons there will pluck the barbs right off your stupid head! I hope your suffering will be super duper painful! And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire! Yeah, and then...
I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it?
That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright.
Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court.
I understand, Your Majesty. Whew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial.
Arguments, Your Majesty? Very well, I accept your challenge.
Huh? What's with him?
Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just... it's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne?
The defense still doesn't get it. The truth on Earth is going to bury him and his case instead.
What do you mean by that, prosecutor?
I told you it's Chief Prosecutor.
Yes, because that's the point to focus on right now.
The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What?
That does sound perfectly logical, actually.
It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that.
After all that hard work to knock down those insights, back into the old familiar corner once more.
Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal?
Trying to hold him blank here.
I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold.
I
asked you a question, defense.
got nothing. Can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened?
You don't have to say anything, accused. I fell fall for his evil trap, and you'll only dirty your own soul.
Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry.
Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end for both of us? Maya, I'm sorry.
I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it.
Albie!
So that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not gonna lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm gonna believe in you too.
What?
Allow me to explain!
Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things.
To be honest, I went into the treasure room and I stole the treasure box.
Well, the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it?
Yes, sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once this morning. That box is so beautiful, closed in the dark. I couldn't help myself.
Wait, it glows in the dark?
That's right. It's covered in this special mineral called Glory Knife that makes it grow. It makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did?
If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Okay, so it glows in the dark. Interesting.
On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the great stairs.
So those were not the treasure room stairs to the seance mission?
No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway.
Makes sense. The condition wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs.
All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out, so I took my chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll.
Still labeled as Albie.
Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body.
Except that's
presume that's supposed to be Phoenix, but it's labeled Albie.
Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs?
What is it, Albie?
I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me.
Oh, hello, cool guy. I'm streaming Ace Attorney now because this is the only thing that I can stream tonight. As you may be able to tell from the face cam, I am in a different location. I don't have my desktop, I don't have my capture card, I don't have my controller. So this week, I'm just here doing the only thing out of the four original choices that I can this week. However, Pikmin 3 did win by a landslide, so starting next week, I will be streaming that. Just not right now.
A grand speech. The one that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection!
But that might have just been the victim's misunderstanding.
Objection!
Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused.
Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating?
Shadow, what do I do, Shadow? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen, and then, just after that, he ran into the accused, Albie Urgai. No, that's not what happened.
If Albie had the treasure box in his possession, why would he be going down the stairs back toward the treasure room?
Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused.
Oh, the doggo! Thank you for the hydrate routine, cool guy. I'm empty. I'm gonna go fix that now. What now? want to come over here for some love, Ruby? Yes? Yes? Come on over here with me, okay, Ruby? I have someone for you to meet. Oh, hang on, Ruby. I need this. I've done this. I've hydrated. So, those of you who were here at the start of the stream will know that, hey, Ruby, not yet, not yet, not yet. Those of you who were here at the start would know that I am looking after a dog. This is the dog. There. Say hi, Ruby. Look up here, Ruby. Yes, yes. Look up here, Ruby. Ruby? Ruby? Look up here. Look at all these people. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. You have a nice nap earlier? Here, I'll bring it out for you, girl. There. Yes, I am looking after a much larger doggo right now. All right. You gonna go again, Ruby? She just curled up on the couch here next to me. Over there. Okay. There. Moved everything around. Should be good again. Let's continue. It's not the right window. There we go. Back to small doggo.
Hey, Shadow, down, boy!
Well, what do we have here?
I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow.
You nearly gave me a heart attack.
So that's what was making his bag move.
Can't you quiet that yappy butt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake.
You can understand him?
Don't tell me there's a surprise witness for the defense.
I beg your pardon. You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you?
Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway. He's done it twice already, if you remember.
Whew. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there.
I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or were sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time.
If you're going to go that way, I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready.
Exactly. I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture.
Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Behind, of course.
Take that!
With the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind?
From behind, you say? Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Good. Now at least I have some breathing room.
But who do you suppose it could have been?
Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder.
The true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that.
I should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. Then Mr. Roll appeared, making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway.
You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you're nothing but baseless conjecture.
I'm gonna look for something to base it on right now. Colby, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area?
I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway.
I see. Swing
Oh! Shadow says that someone was there!
I see. Thank you for that. His testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. That doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway.
Objection!
Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink.
What are you talking about?
Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident.
How can you continue to make that assertion?
Because there was a witness. A very reliable eyewitness.
What?
Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand.
Calling an eyewitness to the stand. It's been decades since that's happened.
And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved.
That was a low blow. Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Peace, love, and understanding's the name. I'm like Temple's head mom.
Oh, it is instructor understanding. You're the eyewitness?
Instructor?
Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalan expert.
Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalan? Check it! Here she is, my sweet serenader, my one and only Ruby. But you heard our sultry sounds once before. When dragon and I go. Battle. That's the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. Song of ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here. Okay? Song of ceremony. The song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalan serve as my offering to you.
Wonderful! A great performance as always.
This is my thing, you know? My bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Master Pops, no Damalan class today?
No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there.
Class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer, man. Transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen.
Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding? That's right, brother. This is the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Makatama key, and it's a historical artifact, too. It's passed down from head monk to head monk, temple to temple. The Magatama key, huh? Sole key for opening the treasure box. Understanding keeps it on his person at all times. Now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face her holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humbled lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones?
Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room?
You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor.
Would you please just report your testimony regarding what you saw?
Bring justice against the transgressor, man? Yes, of course. I'll do all I can. In the name of her holiness, I vow to sing, not but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me! What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got a notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey. Small footsteps, I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Rose. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll.
Tell me I was hallucinating just now.
Like, can you believe Mr. Rowe bit the big one after that? Harsh, man.
I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding?
What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me?
The breakers are in the first floor hallway, in front of the storeroom.
On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man, really harsh my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what was what. It was like, whoa, man, there was poor Mr. Roll dead as a doornail. Temple diagram updated in the court record.
In the interval between the end of the Dance of Devotion and the blackout. The only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understanding's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest.
Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the Dance of Devotion?
I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance.
He was?
Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo taken by a tourist of the morning Dance of Devotion.
My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Understanding's gamelan now.
Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible pain! So in addition to Rafa's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? Dance of Devotion photo added to the court record. As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids. Like family, can you dig it? I should have taught Albie better, man. Before holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother.
Head monk understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother.
What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey, baby. Spoil the child. Her holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Friends, please begin your cross-examination. I'm going to stop there for two reasons, one of which is that we're out of time. The other of which will become clear when I next stream this. I have my reasons for stopping here. I apologize for leaving on such a cliffhanger, but you will understand when next we stream that. But that will not be this coming Saturday. It will not be a week from tonight, because a week from tonight I will be streaming Pikmin 3. And of course, before that, Tuesday night, I'm going to be streaming the usual Super Mario 64 Invasion of Chuckya and what was the other one called? Super Mario World, Mario Gives Up. So don't miss out on that. Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to join the Discord, which is where the vote was hosted that had everyone choose Pikmin 3 for Saturday's next game. And remember to follow and subscribe, because it looks to me that we are 2 subscribers away from me speedrunning Pizza Tower, which I am very much looking forward to. Anyways, I can see Ruby over there getting a little tired, so I think it's time for me to quiet down and let her sleep. So, again, thank you for watching, everybody. Let's see who there is to raid. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's see what Iabi's doing. Okay, hang on. Boom. Follower or sub only chat. Well, I recommend following and then following my lead. Just watch.
What's up, guys? Thank you for the raid.